Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Paula Hersey, and today I'm with James Hurley from the Cape Cod Collaborative Arts Network.
Great.
Jim,
please.
Jim,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us a little bit about the Collaborative Arts Network?
Okay. Well, we're lovingly called Cape Cod CAN, is what our short name goes by. We were founded about 2.5 years ago, and we are an organization that's dedicated to providing opportunities for people with disabilities on the Cape to be actively involved and participate in the arts, and that means the literary, visual, and performing arts.
Oh, that's excellent.
And we are under the fiscal sponsorship of VSA Massachusetts, which is the state organization of arts and disabilities. And they don't provide us any funding. We have to raise our own funding, but do provide fiscal management and oversight and handle all our funds and so forth. So
great. Do you work with other organizations here on the Cape that provide services?
Absolutely. We're, as our name implies, we're a collaborative organization. So we collaborate with a variety of agencies. I think we have 12 or 13 agencies here on the Cape working with people with disabilities who are part of our network and become actively involved in our both our performance and art programs and so on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that both sides of disabilities, developmental as well as physical disabilities?
Absolutely, yeah. It runs the gamut. We have the Brain Injury Association capabilities and a number of different, in fact, I could tell you, list them for you if you're interested.
Sure.
I'll grab that
Yeah.
if you don't mind. Yeah, let me just list the ones we have. Brain Injury Association of Massachusetts, Capabilities, Cape Organization for the Rights of the Disabled, CORD, Community Connections, Community Support Associates, Esprit Partnership for Independence, Habilitation Assistance Corporation, Latham Centers, Life, Independence Farm, Palamon House, Planet Network, Riverview School are all some of the ones we work with.
My goodness.
So, yeah.
Truly collaborative.
Yes, it really is, and that's what we do.
Well, where did the idea for this organization get born?
Well, I have a grandson who was injured when he was 6 months old and has a brain injury, and he has really been an inspiration to all of us. I have 7 grandchildren, but Rowan has certainly been an inspiration to all of us. And a few years ago, after I retired, I was looking for something to do, and because of his brain injury, I looked to the Brain Injury Association of Massachusetts as a place to possibly volunteer. And I went to one of their meetings, which was actually at the Cotuit Center for the Arts. They meet there, one group meets there once a month. And when they asked me what I wanted to do, I said, well, I have 40 years of business experience and 20 years in theater. And the fellow sitting next to me, who was a brain injury survivor, as they call themselves, said, gee, I was in a play at the community college a few years ago, and it gave me self-esteem and helped my memory and all this. And we were sitting in a wonderful arts building and saying, this is the effect of arts on people with disabilities. Right. And that's how kind of it got going. And then we started connecting with the groups and so on, and just built it up. So it took us about a year to really get going. Our first event was a performance, again, at the Cotuit Center for the Arts last January 13, 2013, called Broadway and Beyond. It was a Broadway musical review. We thought a musical review would be something easy to do. We could give each of the groups involved something to do, and then they could come back. Well, it wasn't quite that easy, but it worked out wonderfully. It was just marvelous. We had scheduled 2 performances. They sold out, so we opened our one and only dress rehearsal to an audience at half price, and that sold out as well, and we just had great reviews. So that was the start.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Excellent, and that actually is a great segue into your latest performance. Is going to be on May 16th through the 18th at Cotuit Center for the Arts again. And what is that called? Waiting for Oscar. Waiting for Oscar.
And we had, last year was based on a Broadway review. This is a Hollywood review. And we've put a little storyline around last year's and this year's, different storylines, and to kind of hold the thing together. This year's story, I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, but it starts that the mayor of the town is talking to the local theater manager and telling her that the city council has decided to close the theater because of economic conditions. In fact, they have an offer from someone to turn it into a parking lot who's coming in a few weeks. And this is to the dismay of the theater owner, obviously. And in the meantime, the mayor's assistant gets a telephone call, which is a bit garbled. But a rumor starts from that Hollywood is coming to Mayfield for Oscar night. And so all these groups get together to prepare for that, and that's kind of the, what holds it together, And then I'm not going to tell you at the end. People have to come and figure out what happens, but they'll have to be.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, this is one event. Do you do other events throughout the year?
Yeah. Last year, our first operational year was 2012. We had our performance in January at Cotuit. We had another event called the Beatles at Riverview, where we shared with Riverview School. They had it at Riverview School. And we had a local entertainer, Tom Kelly, who was an actual Beatles expert. He got his master's degree in music in Liverpool, England. So he put on a performance during the day for the Riverview students, and then in the evening for the Cape Cod Can folks, and had music and so forth, as well as videos. But in the music, participants from Riverview helped him out, got a little help from his friends during the day, and at night from the Cape Cod folks. And then last June, we had a one-night show at Sandwich Town Hall, and that was called Broadway and Beyond Revisited. It was really our show from January in video, and I think about half of our performers were live, and that was great despite terrible weather and competing with the Bruins, who were in the playoffs at the time and things like that. We had a great crowd and had good fun.
Great. Well, hopefully no weather this performance.
And just the last one I'll mention very quickly is our arts program, which we had a great one program in the fall, which is continuing now, called Artists for Everyone. And we had 8 weeks of art instruction at 10 different locations, about 100 people involved, taught by local Cape artists, and then we had a 2-week exhibit in November, and it was just wonderful. And we're continuing that. We'll be at the Art Shanties in June, and we now have folks
The Art Shanties in Hyannis?
Yep. June,
right in the harbor.
Right.
Great.
June 6th through 8th, we have it for one weekend. So.
Excellent. Yep. How can people get tickets for Waiting for Oscar?
Okay, Waiting for Oscar through Cotuit Center for the Arts. Their phone number or email through them directly. They take care of all the ticket sales. So.
Excellent. And how about if people want to get involved with the organization? How can they do that?
Boy, please contact us. They can go to our website, which is www.capecodcan.org, and there's a way to contact us. And we absolutely need to grow our organization through support by other people.
Okay.
So,
And you do online donations there, so if people would like to give?
Yeah, we have online donations, or they can mail it directly to us. It's certainly go to our website and find out. And that's how we support ourselves, really, is through grants and donations. Yeah.
Well, we are looking forward for Waiting for Oscar on May 16th through the 18th, 2014 at the Cotuit Center for the Arts. I'm Paula Hersey, and this is what's happening. Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thanks, baby.